SIY, SIY projects to get you in the holiday mood or just gift giving in general. So, welcome. Couple of things. Every Thursday at 2 o'clock, we have our Facebook Lives at ImpressArt on Facebook. You can join us, and we are a like minded group of metal stampers from the beginner all the way to the professional. We are a great group of creatives and we learn from one another. So you are welcome to join us anytime you want. So today we're going to be taking a look at the SIY kits that are available at your Michaels. We're going to be using a new font that's called Denim Days. That's also an exclusive font to Michaels that we have not used before. And we are going to do some wine charms that also double as hot cocoa mug charms. I know hot cocoa is a big thing in my house during the winter months. And I always like to give the kids their own mug with their own tag on it. It just, makes it a little bit more fancy. And usually that's the first thing they go to grab when they are visiting the hot chocolate bar upstairs. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the camera around and we are going to start with our drink markers. So drink markers could be used for your wine glasses, your martini glasses, and also your hot cocoa mugs. They make really great gifts, even if you have someone who is, you want to get a bottle of wine, but you want to put something on the side of it. These are great. They're great to personalize. They're really, really, really easy to make. All right. So we are going to visit these today. And I'm also going to give you some tips and tricks on how to use the sticker guides that are in your sticker book and tips and tricks on just how to go around the edges of some of your metal blanks. All right. So I'm going to turn you guys around and we're going to start and have a little bit of fun. So let's see. Let's turn you around. There we go. And why I'm blurred, I have no idea. There we go. So on my block, I do have one of the ring jigs, and there's a reason why I took this jig out. You could also use for one of the drink markers, you can use your bracelet jig as well as your ring because one fits through the slots. So that's a little tip that I'm going to teach you. But let's just take a look. Let me move this light over. Sometimes I hit it just right. Let's try to get that and zoom it in a little bit. So here are your Denim Days. Okay. Really, really great font. It's online at Michaels, and they're about 200. I think I just spoke to Jen about this. 200 test stores. All right. So make sure you go out and pick those up. Okay. We're going to be working with the drink markers. Okay. So all of these are food grade aluminum. You're definitely going to love the little clasps. They are made out of stainless steel. Okay, so you don't have to worry about any pitting or corrosion. All right. And we're going to go through our sticker guides also, so you could, see how fun it is to use your stickers on it, how to go around in a circle. Oh, excuse me. Hold on one second. I had to go around in a circle. Okay, go straight across or make a really nice intricate pattern. So that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to open up my markers. And And I always like to just work the corner and rip it up, and it comes right out. And then you could pop them out instead of having such a mess of blanks falling all over. All right, so you're going to pull that back. And then I literally just pop them out. There we go. So you're going to notice in your package, you're going to have blanks with a blue film on them. And the reason why we have blue film on them is just to protect them in transit. We're going to peel that off when we start to design. And we're going to start with our round blank first. I'm going to push these aside. We're going to come in right here with this. Now I'm going to leave the blue film on the back. When you're metal stamping, if you don't have a sheet protector on there, which is a piece of coating that you put on your block, and that, just like this, okay, they're grids. The blue sticker will protect the back of your blank from any kind of marring you might have. So we're going to start right here with the circle. I'm going to come in my stamp guidebook. Let's pull you guys up just a little bit. Let's see if this works better now, I think. That's a really bright light. I think that's much better. Okay, and I'm going to open up my book, and I'm going to pull out my clear sticker guides. All right, because I want to make this festive, and I'm going to show you how you could do that without too many design stamps. All right. So if you're limited to maybe just a couple of design stamps and your letter set, we're going to use a letter set to create a design. So it was make sure that I have my yellow line in the center of my hole, okay? And that my blank is lined up with a circle on my sticker guide, just like that. So I'm right in the middle of it. I'm going to place that down. What's great about these is that it literally holds your blank down to your block. All right. And then I'm going to begin. So I like to work with my lines. I like to line everything up just to get my design nice and even. Okay. And how I go about that is I use the spaces in between the black grids, and I use my orange lines. Okay. Now, before, you could either just use your lines, or you can take a Sharpie marker and go around it and mark where you like your design. You could also use, if you don't have a Sharpie marker, you can also use your enamel marker. So you could use either of them because it's going to peel off. All right. So I'm going to come in, and I know I want to personalize with a name. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, bring you guys back. So I know I want to come in with a name over here. All right. So I'm going to start my pattern right about here. And I want my center of my snowflake to be right there at that mark. Okay. Right at that orange line. So what I'm going to do today is I am going to take my letter set, and I am going to teach you guys how you could use your letters to do a snowflake as well. So I'm going to come in the center. I'm going to use my uppercase O. All right. And what I'm going to do is I always like to mark my stamps. So I always put a line right in the middle. And what that's good for is to follow the lines that are on any of your grids. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to place it right on my piece. I'm going to take my hammer, give it one nice hit. So there I have my O right on that black mark. That's my start point. Okay. Now from here, I'm going to use my lines and my circles to make a snowflake. So the next thing I'm going to use is my lowercase l. Okay, here it is. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to use my line right above. Give it a nice hit. I'm going to turn it. Line that up. Give it a nice hit. And what I like to do, instead of moving my hand and my stamp, I like to use my block. All right, so now I have the beginning pattern. Then I'm going to come in with my V, just like that, and I'm going to place it at the end of my eye, and I'm going to build onto that pattern. And I'm going to keep on turning. So basically, that center line that's marked on your stamp, you're just going to line that right up to the last design that you have on your block. So I'm going to keep it up with my V. Now I'm going to go in between my lines, right where my O is. Turn my block. Now, whether you have your snowflake, if you a snowflake design stamp, if you don't, this is definitely a fun way to build a snowflake. All right, so now we have that right there, and we're just going to continue to go out on each side. You could use your U's, your I's, your lowercase i's, your lowercase O's. I'm going to come in with my O, my lowercase O, right there. And I'm going to put that right up top where my V was. There we go. I'm going to turn it. Okay, so I have those two, and now I'm going to come into my little V's. But what I'm going to do with my little V's is I'm going to come in with my I. Right between my V. And I'm going to build onto that pattern. All right, now you could also come in and use your uppercase V's and your uppercase Y's. So I'm going to come in with my uppercase Y's, and I'm going to turn it upside down right on top of that I. And it starts to branch out and look really cute. All right, so you have that snowflake. I want to have something else coming out in between. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out with my V right in that center. And there is my snowflake. Then I'm going to come in, okay? Once I've done that, I'm going to come in, and you can texture on top of your sticker guide. So I'm going to take my multifunction hammer, okay, with my ball peen head, and I'm going to go around the outskirts. Now, that's what's so great about these stickers, is that it's holding your blank in place. So all you're doing is texturing and moving your block. And what's nice about using this clear sticker is that if you wanted to do a rim around your blank, now all you're going to do is you're going to follow that line, okay, that curve on your sticker. So, you know, you're not going to go over it. So that works as a guide for you. Okay. So once I have my texture here and I have my snowflake, now I'm going to come in with my wording. Okay. And what I'm going to do here with this clear sticker guide is I'm going to use the spaces in between my orange and my black. And I'm going to show you just right here instead of with my finger. So you see this space right in here? So here I have my black circle, my two black circles, and then I have my orange lines. I'm going to work with it's within the space between the black and the orange. All right. And I'm going to use the word love. I'm going to do it nice and spaced out. Okay. I'm not going to pull them close together, but I just want to show you how nicely it's going to look. So when it comes to your uppercase, you always have to keep in mind that your uppercase is larger, not within height, but in width. Okay. So this is a true 3 millimeter uppercase L. All right. Now I'm going to come down and I'm going to start right here. I'm going to make sure that that curve of my stamp, and I'm going to just bring you down a little here so you could see what I'm referring to. So again, my line is facing me. I'm going to start right here. See the curve, the bottom curve of my, let's put some light on there for you guys. Maybe if I could bring this light behind me a little bit. There we go. So you see how that bottom round of my shank is right up against that black line. Okay. And in the center, that's where you're going to want to put your stamp for your placement when you're using these sticker guides. Okay. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to place it, make sure that it's lined up, make sure I'm steady, take my hammer and give it a hit. And my L is going to be right inside there. Now I know there's a little haze right now because of the sticker that's on it. But I think I want to do this fun. I want to, you know, mix up my letters. So I want to mix up my upper and my lower. So I think I just want a real fun look. All right. So I'm going to come in with my, let's see. I'm going to come in with my uppercase O2. So I'm coming right in here, making sure that I'm nice and lined up and I'm in my center. Take my hammer, give it a hit. There's my O. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to do my V in a lowercase, but I kind of want to bring it up. I'm going to turn it. Whoop. There we go. And then I'm going to bring my other one down a little bit and I'm going to stick to my lowercase. Turn it that way and go right to that edge. Give it a nice hit. All right, so I have a cool, funky, glovey pattern right there. So now I'm going to bring you guys back up. All right, and peel you off. And right here, you're just going to pull, and you see how your sticker comes off, and you see your whole pattern. Okay, now inside your pieces, you might have some of the stamp guide tape, but don't worry about that. You could pull that off with a toothpick, okay, or a little tweezer. You're just going to come in and remove it. I would use a tweezer. I actually would use a toothpick over a metal object because you will get some marring in there if you are not careful. all right, or some scratching. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to use my fingernail. It's not really hard to do. You're just going to run your fingernail over, pull it out. Same thing with your toothpick. All right, so now I'm going to come in and I am going to color in my impression with my enamel. I'm just running over it. Now you can use your colored enamel in here as well. Keep in mind that this is not going to be in your drink. Well, I hope it's not going to be in your holiday drink. All right. So I'm just coloring over it. You could use your color enamel. The blue looks amazing on the holiday drink markers. I think I've killed this marker. Another one. Well, you know, I've been stamping a lot lately because it is holiday season. There we go. But I feel like your marker is never truly put to bed because there's always some enamel left in there if you shake it up enough. So I'm coming in, coloring that in. Then I'm going to let it sit and I'm going to take a paper towel, a dry household paper towel, and I'm going to lightly blot. Okay, and then lightly wipe. And there you have your snowflake and your love. Okay. So now we're going to move on to another. So this is another drink marker. I'm going to pull my plastic off. And with this one, we're going to stamp across it. So we're going to come back to our sticker guidebook. And we're going to pull out a straight guide right here. All right. These straight guides work amazing. All right. You're going to place this guide wherever you want your impression stamped. So let's put that here. I want to come in and I want to put it right on the bottom. All right. Because I want all this other space to do maybe a design. All right. And now with these, you're going to work with your letter set in the spaces between the orange and black hash marks. All right. So what's great about these stickers is that you can write on them. All right. You could even use a pencil, okay, or an erasable pen. And if you don't mark them up too bad, you can definitely reuse your sticker again. Okay, so here I have my two orange lines are on each side, so I know that I'm centered. All right, and I'm gonna come in with, let's do,
Hi, Rita. We have a question for you.
sure, sure.
Is there something else you can use other than an enamel pen?
Um, we suggest using the enamel pen. If you use Sharpie, what's going to happen is any kind of alcohol, rubbing alcohol or hand sanitizer, anything that has any kind of alcohol in it will take that Sharpie right out. Our enamel marker is formulated to stay inside of the impressions, but that's not to say that you couldn't put some kind of other marker in it. I would just worry that it would come out. Any kind of patina would come out. So I'm going to, let's see, we'll put a name down here. We'll use Claire. Okay, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to use my C-L-A-R. We'll do Clara. All right, right there. And right here, I'm going to want a heart. So I'm just going to put that right here. And I'm going to use a line for that. But for my letters, I'm going to use a space in between the black and the orange. All right, so I'm going to start with my uppercase. Let's pull out my C. Okay. And again, it's facing me. So I'm bringing this down, lightly dragging, giving it a hit. Now with these stickers, when you drag down, you're going to feel the restriction of that sticker guide. Okay. Once you feel that restriction, you're going to put a firm hold on it, take your hammer and give it a hit. Now, if you're having a problem and you're going past your sticker, just take a deep breath. It's not a race. It's not a competition. You're going to place your stamp flat and you're going to lightly drag it to the corresponding letter on that sticker and give it a hit. Now, you always, when you're stamping, you always want to make sure that your hand is in your dominant hand. Your hammer is in your dominant hand and your stamp is in your non-dominant hands. Okay, so flat, lightly drag, give it a nice hit. And then we're going to come back with our A and do that one more time. And you're going to see that your spacing is perfect and you are in a straight line. So now we're going to come in and we're going to do a heart. But let's see if I have something a little bit more festive than that. Let's see. I know I had, let's see. I have a heart. I have a little Christmas. Actually, do I have this heart? I have the heart. So we are going to use that heart. I'm coming down. There is my line. Lightly, flat, lightly bring that down and give it a hit. And there is my second marker. So now with that, you get a little bit of a film on it from the stickiness of your sticker. That's fine. You're just going to take a paper towel, dry, and give it a little rub. All right. Then we're going to come in and we are going to rub our enamel marker over it. Take our dry household paper towel, lightly dab it, and lightly wipe. And let's zoom in on that just so you could see. And look how cute that is. So that's Clara. And you could see I wiped a little too hard. Sometimes I like to jump the gun and take the enamel off before it's actually dry. So we're going to let that sit there for a couple of seconds. All right. And you could pretty much do anything you want on this after you put the name on it. You could put, do your design, then put your name on it. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we are going to do maybe a little crystal action, I think, just to, make it a little bit sparkly, make it a little pretty. So that's what we're going to do with that. All right. We're going to lightly dab and lightly wipe. All right. So now we have that Clara. All right. We're going to come in and we are going to do some crystal work. So this is the punch for the crystal setter. All right. And what we're going to do is I'm going to zoom you guys out just a little bit and bring you over so you could see better. There we go. I'm going to take my sticker guide off. All right. But I'm not going to put my sticker guide away. What I'm going to do is I know that my hole is my center, right? So I'm going to come down and I'm going to get a clean sticker because I feel like we need a clean one for this. All right. And I am going to drag, just going to line up my orange with the middle of my hole. Okay. And I'm going to bring that down to right about here. All right. And I'm not going to really press down on it. I'm going to give it a little middle mark. Okay. So I'm going to take my crystal setter, put it right up against that orange line and give it a hit. Okay. I'm just going to pull you guys up just a little bit and I'll zoom in just so I don't hit my phone with you guys. All right. Then I'm going to come up again right above it and give it a hit. Then I'm going to come right here and right next to it. Okay. And I'm going to give one more on my orange line. All right. And one in each piece. Then I'm going to come down. Okay. Flip it around. Do the same thing. So now I know I have my dot in my center. I'm going to hold my sticker guide, cover that last thing stamped, and I'll bring it up to show you guys. See that? So you know your middle is right there. I'm going to line my middle up. Okay, just like that. And now that's my center. So I'm going to come on each side. All right, so I have my pattern right there. So then I'm going to come in when I'm done with that. Okay, and I'm just going to branch out. Actually, I'm not going to branch out. What I'm going to do is, actually, you know what? I'm going to branch out. We're going to do one more here, one more here. We're going to do one here, one right here, and then I'm going to come in with my heart. Here's my heart right there. There's my center line. And I'm just going to finish off my snowflake with some hearts at the ends. There we go. And you could always come right in your center. Even though you have a hole there, you're going to be really careful. And you're going to get a half of the heart, but it's still going to look like it's complete. Look how cute that is. I think that's adorable. All right. So you could fill it in with your crystals. You could go in and color with your hearts. Anytime we have some kind of holiday season, I love the ball peen texture. So I like to just come in and give my ends a little sparkle. And you can never have too much sparkle. So cute, right? So then you would come in, use your GS Hypo. Let's color in our hearts first, though. Let's take some red enamel. So here are your enamel pouches. I'm just going to open that up. All right. Now you can definitely use a paintbrush for your enamel. I do suggest using a paintbrush for the enamel. You could also use um a Q-tip. Q-tips are good for with the enamel. So I'm just going to take a little bit, and a little goes a long way. All right. And I'm just going to color in, put some enamel on my hearts. All right. I'm going to let that dry. When you're working with the enamel, you always want to make sure that you are nice and cleaned off. Let's grab my paper towel that just fell. Clean that off and put your cap back on, because you don't want your enamel to dry out. I'm coming in again, like the black enamel. I'm lightly dabbing, lightly wiping, and you see that red heart. How super cute is that? All right, so now we have all of our red hearts. Okay, and now it is crystal time. So we're not going to go in and put every crystal in here. I'm just going to show you quickly on how to get your crystals inside your divot. So let's get some glue. So the GS Hypo is what you're going to use. Okay, the GS Hypo cement. All right, and you always want to make sure that your pin is placed inside of your glue, because it will come out kind of like a volcano and it does not stop. So what I like to do is I like to use my tip just with a little bit of glue on it. All right. I'm coming in and I'm placing it in my crystal tray, in the divot that I stamped. Let's actually use this because it's coming out slow right now. Perfect. Okay. Now in between, you definitely want to put your tip back inside of your glue. Okay. Just like that. So it doesn't come out. Then you're going to come in, and it's really hard to see clear crystal. So I'm just going to demonstrate with an amethyst. All right. So you're going to take your crystal and you are going to place it right inside your divot. And then you're going to continue to glue, place inside, glue, place inside. Now with your divots, you want to make sure that you are nice and really stamped inside of that divot, because you don't want your stone to fall out. So the depth of your punches have to be really somewhat nice and on the deeper side. Okay. Now you could also come back where we did the O on there, and you can use a 4mm crystal setter and pop one in there. So here's a 4mm. You're going to place that right in that center. Give it a couple of hits. You'll see that divot. And now you could put one of your crystals inside of that. So at the last minute, if you changed your mind and you wanted to jazz something up, you can definitely do that. All right. So now we have our snowflake. So now I'm going to come in and I want to show you a little cheat. Okay. That lately I've been trying to fit anything I possibly can into the jigs. All right. So we know that for the ring jig, you have the 1/2 inch and you have the 1/4 inch. Okay. This happens to be a 1/4 inch. So you're going to come in and you could place it right inside of your jig. Okay. There we go. And then you can do your stamping. Let's turn you around. Okay, so then you have all your lines, everything set up nice and neatly. Okay, so you are definitely stamping in the center there. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to come in and you are going to proceed to stamp what you want to stamp. So we'll do Sam. Okay. And that's basically how you use the jig. We have your S. Let's pull my A. My A. And last but not least, my M. Now, if you have a name with no descenders, you could definitely use your jig. If you have a name with descenders, it's really not going to work. It's really formulated for your uppercase fonts. All right. But there you go. You're right in the middle with this. Okay. So keep in mind that with these, both of the jigs, you can use um, lowercase if you're not using any descenders. Okay. But for the most part, the jigs are simply meant for 3mm uppercase. Look how super cute that is. So there we go. You can do a candy cane. And I know Michael's doesn't have the candy canes, but we have the candy canes. You could do the tree pack. Let's pull out the tree.
And what kind of glue did you use, Rita?
I used the not E6000, GS Hypo Cement. You can use E6000 if you have it. You just have to be really careful when you're if you're using your E6000, I would definitely apply it with a toothpick. So I'm going to go with a bell because who doesn't love a good jingle bell? And I'm going to go with a piece of candy on the other side because who doesn't love candy? And then I'm just going to continue with my texture on my other side. Now, when you're texturing around the hole, you want to make sure to be really careful. All right. Because you don't want to texture it so much that it closes your hole. All right. So now I'm going to come in with my enamel. Cover my impressions. I'm going to let that dry for a couple of minutes. And I'm just going to show you how to put on your stainless steel hoop. So you're just going to open that just like that. And you're going to place it right on. And there you go. Now you could put a jump ring on it if you want it to hang the opposite way. Completely up to you, because if this is how it's going to be around your stem, you might want to put another jump ring on there. Personal preference. What else you could do is you have some seed beads handy. Okay. You can definitely take your plier and bring that back just like that. And you can put some beads on there. All right, let's see if I have some beads handy. 1 second. I know I have one there right here. You could come in and you could use your 8 seed beads. You could come in and use any metal beads that you might want to use. You can mix your metals. So what you would do is you're going to take your piece. You're going to put a bead on. Okay. You're going to put your hanger on, and you could put your blank on there with a jump ring. And then you're going to come back in with your plier and you're just going to break the neck. And what I mean by break the neck is just bring it towards you, and then you're going to be up again. Then you're going to take it and close it. All right. So you could decorate these so many different ways. So many different ways. So I'm going to come in here now and clean that off. There we go. And you could see the longer that you leave your enamel on, the nicer that impression looks and how nice and deep that is. All right. So then you're going to come in, take your tab, open that up, put that right on, close it up, and there you have it. Now, for another project, for another SIY kit, is the circles. Okay. It's a multi-tiered circle necklace. And I love this necklace. And I'm just going to teach you how to go around. Okay. Just like we went around and we took, right? We took our stamp and we lined it up to that clear grid. You're going to do the same thing here. If you don't have a sticker that will achieve that look, or you're really not sure about what to do, let's pull out. Let's pull out a name. All right, so I'm going to come in with my heart first. Okay, I have my center mark. I'm going to come in, and again, let's just bring you down. I'm going to line up. See how you have your end of your metal here? You're going to make sure that the edge of your circumference of your stamp is at the edge of your blank. Then you're going to take it and give it a nice hit. So there is my heart. Now I'm going to come in with my L. Same concept. I'm going to turn it a little bit. I'm going to make sure that the stamp is covering a small bit of the last impression that I stamped. I'm going to make sure that my edge meets the end of that metal. Give it a nice hit. There is my L. Then we're going to go to my I. Line that up. Give it a hit. And we're going to go to my A. Same thing. Now, if you're hitting your stamp, okay, and you're only getting half impressions, there's something that you could do called a tilt and tap. Okay. And let's say you're getting your stamping, but you're getting a good impression on the bottom, but you're not getting such a good impression up at the top. This is what you do. So you're going to bring it down again, just line that up. All right. I'm going to bring you guys up just a little bit so you could see, okay, this technique. And I'm going to hit it once. I'm going to bring it back to me, away from me, side and side. And that's going to make sure that my impression leaves a cohesive imprint in my metal. And there is lamb. Okay, we're going to color that in. We could come back again. You could put a crystal in the end of that. You can continue with names. I love when I'm doing names, and this is a great project when you have to do a gift for, let's say, a grandma or a mom or a great-great-grandma, okay, who has a lot of grandchildren, or if you want to do quotes, all right, around these discs. That's always a good one to do. You come in, go all the way around. You have 3 more discs that go in order of size. And you could do all of those. So let's get the enamel marker. Let's zoom you guys in. All right, so you could see it. There we go. And let's put some enamel in there. And then basically what you do is you repeat that process for all three of your rings. Now, these are available at any Michaels. All right. They're really easy and fun projects to do. Everything you need is included in that project kit. Obviously, not the hammer and the stamps, but everything you need to complete this project fully comes in that kit. So it comes with your 3 washers and your stainless steel chain. And you don't have to worry about, giving it as a gift and then worrying about the chain, losing its color because it is stainless steel. Look how cute that is, guys. So adorable. So it's not going to corrode. It's hypoallergenic. So are the metals. So if you don't know if someone is allergic to a kind of metal, you don't have to worry about it. We took all that guesswork out of it for you. It's hypoallergenic. It's not going to turn. It's not going to corrode. It's not going to do any of that crazy stuff. So I hope you guys learned a little bit today. We do have another class coming up in the new year, so we're excited about that. So make sure you check your Michael's calendars and sign up for the next few classes. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining. We appreciate it. You're very welcome, Dominique. And remember, tomorrow we have a Facebook Live at 2:00. So if you are not busy and you want to come and have some fun, please come and join us. Thanks so much. Have a good day.